Okay, so welcome everybody. Tonight we're going to talk about Facebook and the magic of Facebook. And hopefully you guys will take away some things that will be helpful, and it'll maybe help you understand how Facebook works and why it works, and then why it's so important for you to do some of the things that through this Coach Action Training program that we're gonna be asking you to do, and maybe it'll make a little bit more sense and why we share and why we do things. So first of all, I'm going to explain that. First of all, we're going to explain about Facebook algorithms. Facebook works in a very mysterious way. And when you get to really developing your business, when you get beyond Diamond and such, this will really come into play. But Facebook algorithms are an amazing, magical tool. For everybody, you could have 1,500 friends, but Facebook doesn't necessarily show your post to everybody on your Facebook friends list. They decide, they pick and choose based off of the algorithms of who you're connected with and who is liking your posts and who's sharing your posts and who's commenting on your posts, and vice versa. So if you are liking and commenting and sharing on other people's posts, then Facebook goes, oh, they must be friends. So I'm going to make sure that their posts get in front of them, okay? So it creates this algorithm, this statistical calculation of who you're connecting with and who is connecting with you. And so you will find that when you're connecting and sharing your stuff, if there's somebody particular that you really want to see your posts, then what you need to be doing is getting over to their page and liking and commenting and engaging, right? Because then Facebook thinks, hey, these people must know each other. Therefore, I'm going to make sure that that person sees this person's post and this person sees that person's post. Does that make sense to everybody? And since it's the Facebook algorithm? Perfect. Okay. So where this comes in particular handy is when you get further along in your business and you have a like page, and that like page has posts on it that you want to boost, and you want to start broadening your network outside of your warm market into the cold market. Facebook starts to build audiences for you, and we get to target those audiences based off of things that we tell Facebook. So we could tell Facebook that we want to talk to people 25 to 45. We only want to talk to women. We only want to talk to stay-at-home moms and babies under the age of 3. We can do that. We can actually even target people furthermore and say, and only people who have ever bought a Baby Bjorn, right? It's amazing what Facebook knows about us. It's actually a little spooky what Facebook knows about us, but they do. So my point about all that is when you're trying to connect and you're trying to share your new business with people, you have to remember that just because you turned the light on your open sign of your Facebook page and you're now a Beachbody coach does not mean that everybody sees what you're posting, okay? So you have to be a little bit proactive in the sense that when you go and start connecting with 5 new people a day, that you need to go out to their page, like and comment on stuff that you like. I mean, don't like and comment on things that you don't think is funny. Seriously, like and comment and share on things that you think are particularly interesting. Because then Facebook starts to memorize and create algorithms for things that you want to see in the future. So you are creating in Facebook land a target audience. And as you continue to share and evolve in your business, Facebook becomes a pretty powerful tool for you, okay? Speaking of likes, comments, and shares, Facebook gives, it categorizes and prioritizes its algorithms in this fashion. The most important thing to Facebook and the highest value that Facebook offers is a share, okay? If you post something and somebody shares that to their page, that's considered high value, okay? So when it gets a share, it's gonna start populating in other places. If it gets more shares, it gets more attention. It's like the viral videos, right? The more times things share, the bigger it gets, right? That's how the snowball effect on some of these big viral videos goes. The second most valuable piece is a comment. Again, remember, you have to think of this going back and forth. So if it's valuable to you, it would be valuable to somebody else as well, right? So make sure that when you're thinking about how you're building your audience and how you want Facebook to view you, comment on things that are relevant to you. Comment on things that you think is funny. Comment on things that you want to attract to you. And then the last piece is likes. You could have a post that has 950 likes, but it's probably valued less than that same post that has 45 shares. Do you see what I'm saying? So shares is where you want to go. If you have a like page, for those of you on that have a like page, I highly recommend that you you make a post to your like page and then share it to your personal page, or vice versa, so that you can actually get your highest value and you can start that algorithm starting to increase. Okay, the use of Messenger. Messenger is also another amazing tool. When you message someone who you've already been friends with, so typically Messenger works best when you're already friends with someone. Otherwise, they have to accept your friend request and you pop in that other folder, and you guys have all seen that. Mm-hmm. So once you guys are friends and you send them a message, Facebook immediately thinks that you're truly friends with them. And when you start talking on Messenger, it's amazing what they start seeing on your Facebook feed, okay? Hey guys, I'm sorry, I'm live real quick, just so they can hear everything you're saying, just so you know. So my son, he's not very dramatic. So when you are using Messenger, if you're talking to somebody in an event, or you're talking to somebody who's commented or said, I'm super interested in Shakeology, or I want to know more about Beachbody All Access, then what's amazing is when you message them, then Facebook goes, oh, they must be good buddies. So they start sharing and liking everything on your page and vice versa. So if you want to connect with someone, start messaging them. Create a conversation in the background, because it's amazing what all of a sudden they'll start seeing, and they'll start liking your posts. If you message them, they've messaged you back, and they start liking your posts, you know you have somebody to talk to. It's definitely somebody who you want to be following up with, because they're clearly interested, and Facebook is getting that information in front of them. Let's see, live videos. Live videos is Facebook's very best friend right now. Why? Because they don't own YouTube. Make sure you guys understand this. They do not own YouTube. They hate YouTube. If you post a YouTube video on your Facebook feed, they will not share it with anybody. It will be a dud. You want to test that theory, go and post a silly, funny YouTube video link and see how many likes you get. And at the same time, post something else right at the very same moment within a minute, and that one will get a ton more likes, and the YouTube video will fall off. So if it's part of your primary post, it will go nowhere. If you want to you want to use a YouTube video link, put it in the comments. It'll be fine in the comments, just not over your Facebook feed. Instagram is owned by Facebook. I'm not sure how many of you guys know that. It's a recent purchase. So everything which is why Instagram finally just started doing a business page, right? So they started sort of mimicking a little bit what Facebook was doing. And when you are actually boosting posts off of Facebook, it can feed into Instagram. So they are friendly in that nature, but they definitely react differently in the social media platforms. So Instagram is a good thing. Twitter, YouTube, bad thing. Like, they won't give it a whole lot of play. So just knowing that and understanding that that's the case. Sorry, guys, the dogs. Okay, then the last thing I want to talk about is the three E's. I'm not sure if Nikki touched on this last night, but the 3 E's in Facebook land are really important. The first E is educate. So we want to share something with them. We want to educate them about Shakeology. We want to educate them about the All Access Pass. We want to educate them about how good you feel, the energy you feel, the way the business has treated you, anything that we can educate our audience about. That's one of the E's, educate. The other E is empower. We want to empower our audience. So we want them to feel motivated and inspired. So at least once a day, I will post something inspiring, something inspirational, something that makes my audience feel good, right? So we want to empower particularly women in our audience because that's who we're talking to. And the last E is entertain. Facebook's original platform was to entertain people. That was how Facebook started. It was supposed to be a bunch of funny videos and pictures about your family and what did you eat. Remember the days when people used to say, if I see one more picture of someone's dinner, I'm going to like put a gun to my head, right? Because that's what Facebook was, platform was all about entertaining. So I forget which coach it was that I was talking to. I think it might've been Nikki. We were talking about this entertain idea. And she says, that's so funny that you say that because I posted something funny with a serious message and it got a ton of play because visually our eyes saw the entertainment value. We were intrigued by that, by human nature. And then we go back and we read what the post said. So if visually we can entertain the eye first and then educate with our message, or empower with our message, then you guys will have some really good engagement on your page. Any questions about Facebook land? Nobody? Come on, we got good questions out there. Come on, Karen, something?
I don't have question. Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have questions. I was just going to add, I love the touching on the messenger. That really helped my business. I was just going to touch on that. When I really started, I think we always say the magic behind this business is really behind the scenes. So I think the posting to 3 to 5 times a day is definitely really important. I think you really have to, I think Nikki touched on this, is you really have, Nikki touched on this, is that you really have to find the right posting times for you. And I know that Leah and I spoke about this the other day on a call. Leah's posting times are really different than mine. For me, I have found, and this took me a while to find, so it's really something that you're going to have to play with within your business. For me, my really good posting times are really like 9:15 a.m. And I figured that that's when my people are getting to work and sitting in front of their computer but are not working yet. But that's when they're looking at Facebook. For me, another good time is between 1 and 3 when people kind of get back from lunch and are kind of, just really done with work but are looking on the computer. My next time is 4:30-ish when they're just about to leave work. And then from other than that, I usually post around 7 when people are getting ready to put their kids to bed. And then after 9:30 is a really good time for me when they've gotten their kids to bed. They're sitting in front of the TV. They're kind of watching TV, but also, scrolling their phones and kind of doing this through the commercials. So those are really my really high posting times. And then I think for everybody, a really high posting time is Thursday night is a really good call to action time, and Sunday evening is a really, really good call to action time if you're doing a biz app call or a challenge group call. Those are really good call to action times for your business. So I really wanted to touch on that. And then in regards to sharing that Leah was talking about, I don't love sharing if something inspires you, like a recipe, then make the recipe and then share what you've made. Like if you're really inspired by a clean chicken Parmesan recipe, then make the chicken Parmesan recipe, right? If that inspires you so much that you want to share that on your page, then go to the store, buy the ingredients and make it, and then share that on your page. And a great way to share that, I know it's really scary for a lot of new coaches, would be a live video. And if that's really way too scary right now, then then you can videotape yourself making it, or if that's even a little too scary, then make it and take a picture of, the stages of you making it or the finished product. But I'm not a big fan of, sharing from Tasty, and I do Tasty and a lot of the other videos, but I get a lot of my recipe ideas from Tasty and Pinterest and all of those, but I don't love just sharing that, because it does not, like Leah said, it does not get a lot of play. And again, anybody can do that, right? A million people can share a recipe, but it's really up to us as our business to really go and actually make the recipe and really show people how easy it is to make a clean eating chicken parmesan. And then one other thing is sharing like if you see a quote that really touches you for some reason on Pinterest or on Google, if it really touches you, put it on a picture of yourself after you've worked out, or put it, on a picture of your kids, or on a picture of like a rainbow that you see outside. But again, like, I'm not a big somebody who just likes to take an image off of Pinterest and just slap it on your page, because again, that's very generic and really something that, again, anybody can do. So really try to find things that that are different, that you're not going to see on every other, all other 2,000 people that you're friends with on your page. So I like the part about entertaining and really figuring out how you can basically stand out from the 500 other people that you're friends with, and really trying to find the times that are really good for you and what's going to make you stand out just like 1%. It doesn't have to be like this 100% from the crowd, but just that little bit, 1%, that's going to make somebody want to come back to your page and be like, oh, what's Leah doing today, right? What's going on in her life today? And that's really going to draw people back to you. And that's really what we're trying to do, is really draw people back to our page to really make them be like, what's going on with them today?
Right. So
I think that's really my take with Facebook.
Right. Any other comments or questions on Facebook?
The other thing that's really helpful on a page is ask people's opinions. I like to post, like I posted, I think, my shoes the other day. I mainly buy Puma shoes, but I bought like a Walmart brand instead, and I put that on my Facebook and asked people like what they think is the better shoe and stuff like that. So people love to offer their opinions. So doing comparison or anything like that, comparing something, people love to offer their opinions, and that gets so much engagement too.
Yeah, that's true. That gets anytime, like I do, like, do you like this dress or this dress? Or I'm going on vacation. Do you like this bathing suit or this bathing suit? Like, even if you've already bought the bathing suit, and you, like, when I went to LA a couple of weeks ago, I did a white dress and a black dress. I had already bought the dress. I was already gone from the store, right? I mean, I didn't it's like, you don't have, it's like I'd already bought the dress, gone from the store. I knew I was getting the white dress, but I had on a black dress and a white dress in the store. I did a side by side, and it was like, it was like, poo, 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 poo. But also it brings people to your page. I think that drives the algorithm too, right, Leah? And that's a really good way to do like a call to action afterwards, because it really, right? Is that true? It really brings
Oh, no, totally. In fact, I mean, timing of that, when you get really good at this, then ideally the night before, like when Karen was saying, 9:30 p.m. and beyond for your target audience is a wonderful time to throw out something like that, right? Because all night long, those night owl people are commenting on it. And since everything else is quiet, Facebook gives it a higher algorithm. So all night long, it's building, even through, like, I'm on the West Coast. So at 4 o'clock my time, it's 7 o'clock East Coast time, right? That's prime target for all my East Coasters. They're messaging on it. And then 9:15 comes around, which again, I totally agree with Karen. That is a great, between that 8:45 to 9:30 time frame is like, it's a sweet spot. And bam, you throw out a call to action. And it's like, shoo, like it goes everywhere because you've already lifted your algorithms on your Facebook page.
Because we did that with a llama post a couple of months ago, and that was like, whoa.
Oh, that was crazy, right? So that llama post was out of control. But let me tell you, I had so many people. I followed up with all great call to actions that whole week, and it was really, really good.
And I think that's another good point, is that being really mindful now when somebody comments, likes, or anything on your post, like that's a really good time to really go and say, hey, thanks for the like on my comment. I haven't chatted with you in a really long time. How's everything going, right? And I didn't do that for a really long time. That's really something that I had that needed to be taught to me. And so this is good that this is like within this new coach training, like someone really had to teach me that and to say, someone just liked your comment. That was really nice of them to like that. Go to Messenger now and say, hey, thanks for the like. How are you? I haven't chatted with you in a really long time. What's going on? And so again, that opens this whole Messenger conversation. It opens a whole Messenger conversation where they can say, I'm doing good. What's going on with you? And you can say, oh, you know what? I'm doing the Beachbody thing, and you can get into this with them. But also, again, it opens this whole Messenger thing where now they're going to be seeing more of your posts on a daily basis. So then they're really going to know what you're doing, right? So anytime somebody likes, comments, shares, like I immediately just send them just nothing to do with Beachbody, just a friendly message. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Or I go to their wall and kind of see what they're up to. Oh, your kids are so cute. You just went rollerblading. How was it? Just whatever. Just something fun like that. So anytime you get comments.
Right. And particularly for new coaches who have this fear of like putting themselves out there, that is a great methodology to use to just sort of test the waters, right? So you're liking and commenting on their page. You really know in your heart, like your gut tells you this friend needs this program, right? But maybe you're too shy to say, don't you want to be a Beachbody customer? You know what I mean? Like you're just not quite there yet. So, message them. That gets the algorithms up. Like and comment on their page. They start seeing your stuff. Eventually, if they're truly interested, and it happens all the time to me, I get the message. So what's up with all this stuff on Facebook? What are you doing? I'm kind of curious. Then they've come to you. It's called attraction marketing, right? That's part of this whole piece, is that I would prefer to teach you the attraction marketing or the pull marketing versus the push marketing, right? Push marketing is the throwing up and vomiting Shakeology all over your Facebook page. We don't want to do that. Like nobody is attracted to that. If you go out and watch, if you find somebody who has an It Works page that vomits their, sweat wraps and all that stuff all over everything, then it actually doesn't get a whole lot of traction. Nobody actually sees that stuff over time because it doesn't develop. What we want to develop is attraction marketing. We want to pull those people to us through our daily activities and through what happens behind the scenes. So, take all of that information and digest it and figure out how you can use those tools to benefit you and to develop yourself in the stage of the business that you're in. Because not everybody's in a different stage of their business, right? Different stage in their confidence level and who they're talking with and how they're presenting themselves. And so use all those tools to your benefit. Any other questions, comments? Things that you guys have had happen to you that you're not sure? Nasty grams?
I've gotten a few of those.
You gotten a few nasty grams?
I just want to, personal development is huge during this whole entire transformation that you guys are doing. I, a couple weeks ago, posted a bikini picture of me, and I got so much hate mail from that in my personal inbox. And a lot of people, when they get stuff like that, they tend to, take it to heart and feel bad about themselves. Like, why are they putting themselves out there like this? You basically just have to laugh at it. Going through all this personal development has really helped me because of that. And when I got all that hate mail from just that bikini photo, and it wasn't even bad. It was just, just a random photo that I felt comfortable sharing. And I had a couple people that said, how dare you put that on Facebook? You have stretch marks. You're so white. Like, why are you doing this? It's nasty. And
no, you guys, Stacy has like the hottest body on the planet. Right?
I just freaking laughed it off. It's like, seriously, not everybody looks like a model. I am, I'm from Washington, but as you can see, I'm freaking pasty white and I live in San Diego. So I'm like neon freaking white, and I own up to that. So when you get messages, negative comments, you know, you just gotta let it roll off and just, you know, continue what you're doing. Personal development is huge. And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Yeah, I agree. Personal development is huge for sure. It does help us put our shields up, and because we're, you know, what we're for the amount of benefit that the people who we get to work with gain is just so much more valuable than all this other crap. You know, like, well, then fine, then unfriend me, right? Like, then don't follow me. Then that's your problem. But guess what? In a year from now, when you're 15 pounds overweight and everybody that I'm working with looks hot, then you're going to come crawling back and you're going to hit that friend request button again and go, so tell me about your program. So they will come back. Don't worry about it. Just you keep doing what you're doing. Keep on trucking on. Okay, that's everything I have, unless you guys have something more. I don't want to keep everybody all night. Or just to be honest, I mean, that was a quick 30 minutes, but I'm here for the duration. If you have something, anything, it doesn't even matter, non-Facebook related, because this is your Q&A for the week. So we'll get these once a week. At 5 o'clock on Tuesday night. So if you have any questions regarding anything in the training program, now's the time to ask.
Just one thing I want to add.
Yeah.
Even if people are not liking and commenting on your posts, because I get this all the time. I post workout videos and crap all the time, and people don't like and comment on them, but they're seeing them.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I mean, even just today, I had like 3 people say, oh my gosh, I saw your workout video yesterday and I wish I could do that, you know, or, oh, I showed my mom that video of you and your daughter backflipping on the trampoline the other day. So, you know, even if you think people aren't seeing it, they're seeing it. Even if they're not liking and commenting, keep posting it, because somebody's seeing that and it's going to influence somebody. So.
Yeah, and it's the people in the background that are quietly watching what's going on that have a tendency to become your customers later. You don't know that they're there, but they come and find you. They'll seek you out. The other thing that I want to make sure that the new coaches understand, my typical turnaround, and Karen, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this too. My typical turnaround is about 60 days from the time that I've had a fresh, the very first touch of either a cold market or even a warm market client. It takes me about 60 days to cultivate that through, unless there's an urgency. If there's an urgency, like there's a health issue, there's a wedding coming up, I gotta lose 15 pounds, I'm going to Vegas next month, something like that. But those types of people have a tendency to gravitate towards the fad diets, right? So they're gonna go grab the pills off the counter at Walmart. We don't really want to work with them anyway, so that's okay. So when you're thinking about, well, gosh, I don't feel like I had a great month. Well, that's okay, because keep your pipeline rolling, because you have to always, and that's the reason for this Coach Action Program, is that we have to be having new connects every day. We have to be adding to our network every day. We have to be sharing every day. We have to be creating these vital behaviors every single day, because that's how we fill our pipeline. Because in 60 days, those people who we talked to yesterday are going to start to really, they've been watching us now for 2 months. We're not going anywhere. We haven't gone anywhere. We start to build reputation. We start to build credibility as a coach. We start to share and recognize some of our other clients and their successes, right? My other clients have had successes, therefore you can have success. So those types of things, we have to build our credibility. That takes time. It takes energy and it takes consistency. So stick with it and know that you have to be constantly filling your pipeline, and you will get some that pop right away, and then you're going to get, because you already have credibility with them, but the ones that you don't have a current relationship with and you're building, it takes about 60 days on average. So don't get discouraged. Just understand that that's normal. That's very normal.
I think, I think I agree 100%. I think there's no, I think just like with any of us, it really takes time to make a decision like this, to really want to change your lifestyle, right? Because this isn't, when all is said and done, this isn't a fad diet, like Leah said. This is really going to be something that we're we're going to be changing a lifestyle, and that's what we really have to remember. And you really have to always go back, and I always go back to how long it took me to say yes to do this, right? Because it wasn't just my coach, Dana, reaching out to me and saying, hey, you want to do the 21-day fix? And I was like, yeah, sure. Here's my credit card, right? So it wasn't something that was just that simple. And when she approached me about coaching, I wasn't like, hey, you want to be a coach? Yeah, sure. Let me be a coach, right? I mean, it took a long time for me to decide to do both things. So I always go back to how long it took me. And so it wasn't that quick. It was a long time for me. And even once I got my 21-day fix, it sat on my table for like 6 weeks before I even took it out of the box and decided to do it. Right. So it does. It's a lifestyle. It's a decision, and it's a lifestyle. And that's why I think what's really important is the follow-up. So even if you ask somebody one time and they say no, that just means no, not right now. And I think we always say that, and that's really important to remember. It just means no, thanks, not right now. But yeah, I'll do it like next time you ask, or maybe when you ask me like 12 times. And actually there's a really good graphic about how many times you should follow up. And I think the 12th time is usually when people say yes. So even if you've asked like 9 times and they say no, ask 3 more times.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really good. But in terms of, people watching, I saw people and I would call these people in my warm market, people that I know and I see like religiously, like, around town, at shul, at temple, that have never commented or posted or even asked me about it when I see them. And so all of a sudden, and they see that I'm doing this for 2+ years, and all of a sudden they'll come and be like, so what's this 21-day fix thing that you're doing? And those are the people that are saying, okay, I'll buy it. But that's 2 years later. That's 2 years that they've been watching. And those are people that are watching, right? So they are watching and they have seen me. No comments, no likes, no nothing. They have seen me be consistent. And that really has to do with consistency every single day for 2 years. And that means when I'm on vacation, that means when I'm not feeling well. And so when I'm not feeling well, I post that I'm not feeling well. I'm not going to post that I'm doing Insanity Max 30, right? I post that I'm not feeling well. But it really is being consistent and, being consistent with the fact that right now I'm doing the reset because I was consistent in the fact that I ate like crap in the month of February. So I'm now taking people through the journey of me doing the 21-day reset because I took them through the journey of me not doing well through the month of February. So it really is a journal. Your Facebook page, someone talked about this the other day with me, is really a journal of your daily life, the good and the bad, however much you want to talk about it. But it really is taking people through a journey, and really being consistent with that journey. And that's really what people fall in love with, and that's what people join. So people join you. They don't join your business. They join you because they actually fall in love with you and your story.
Right. And I think that to add on to that just a little bit is that we must remember to be authentic. One of the things that I had this massive epiphany when I hit about my 15th month in the business was every time I think, oh, that was a great post, I'm going to use that post, or I'm going to borrow that post, right? Instead of copying and pasting that post, I would read it 3 times, and I would then walk over to my computer, sit down, and write something similar, but in my words. It came authentically from me. People, your audience knows when it's you, and your audience knows when you've copied and pasted it. I guarantee it. Because even my coach, Heather, she's awesome, but she is a emoticon freaky, right? She's wild with the emoticons, right? If I copy and paste that over, my audience knows that that is not me. I am in my mid-40s. I am not that elaborate. I'm not going to sit there and create a bunch of emoticons. I'm more, down to earth, or I talk about different things. So take the essence of something that you loved about a post and you want to recreate that, but recreate it authentically to you because your audience does know that. That also, the other thing I would say is show your vulnerabilities. The one thing that I did when I first started coaching, I was actually a discount, no, not even a discount coach. I was a regular customer for 8 months. My coach begged me to become a discount coach. I said, no. I swapped over to being a discount coach after 8 months, and then just started posting about like, oh my God, I just lost 5 pounds. How cool is that? Because I was authentic and because I opened up to my audience and shared a really dark, horrible place in my life and how I was pulling myself out of this hole, that vulnerability connected with people. And so if you think it's scary to share, it's probably spot on for your post. So if you're willing to go there, if you're willing to share that part of your life, even if it shows a very vulnerable place, it's pretty powerful. It's not only powerful for your audience, but it's powerful for you. You'll be amazed at what you heal from doing things like that. So, right, Stacy?
I love going live and just putting it all out there. I do it, I do it constantly. I did it today, talked about why I was MIA yesterday. I talked about, going through therapy and my eating disorders and stuff like that. And, talking about things that are super scary to you. There's people out there that relate. So definitely, I love going live. I used to be scared to death to do it. And now it's like I can ramble on for like 45 minutes and it is so much fun. So go live as much as possible is what I say.
Yeah. Stacey's done a whole lot of healing in the last 6 months, I can tell you that. A very different person, and she's dealing with her issues in a very different way. So it's a very amazing process. Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll move on unless there's anything else you guys think. No? Okay, well, kick ass in this training, you guys. Like, absorb it, do everything, follow the assignments. They're there for a reason. I swear. And have a wonderful week and post away. Share away. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Adios.
Bye.